Welcome back, artists. In this video, I'm going to do a watercolor painting of this ice cream cone. This is a picture of me holding an ice cream cone from a couple days ago. This is the reference photograph, and being a reference photograph, it's just that. It's reference only. It's there to give you the basic idea of the painting that you're going to do. You don't have to worry about slavishly worrying about every single detail. It's just get the basic idea and the overall layout of the piece. So I'm going to set this aside here right now. I don't think you can see this very well, but beforehand, I sketched out the painting onto my watercolor paper. I used just a simple number 2 lead pencil that is just like the kids use at school. There's absolutely nothing unique about it. This one is an automatic pencil with an eraser on the end. I sketch where I want my lines. If I don't like them, I erase the lines I don't like. And then finally, I'm left with the lines that I do like. Now, I'll go through with my blue ink pen. I like this pen. It is a water-soluble ink, but that's perfectly fine as long as you know ahead of time whether it's water-soluble or water ink. I'm just going to go over my pencil lines and put them down on ink. Okay, there we go. There's the inking process done. I made the initial sketch in pencil, then I went over there with my blue ink zebra pen, traced the lines that I liked, and then I erased the pencil lines that I didn't like. Now we're ready to start adding color. This is where things get really fun. Now, I also like many times to work with an intermediate layer, which is really an underpainting of watercolor graphite, which is this material here that you see my brush dipping into. This is literally like the number 2 lead pencil. It's the same material, but just chemically treated so that it dissolves in water. What I like about this is this lets me establish my values. And as you can see here as well, when I touch my wet brush onto that blue ink pen, it runs a little bit. I like doing that, and you notice I did the hash marks in the dark areas to help darken that area again. The reason why is I'm putting in my values at this point, the dark areas. As you can see, I'm left-handed, and very commonly, whatever's your strong side, you'll make that side be the side that is where the source of the light is at. And by that I mean unless you put the source of light in the painting itself. If you're a left-hander like me, by default the source of light would be off the page at 10 o'clock. If I were a right-hander, it would be off the page at 2 o'clock. I'm just going to touch this with some darks, just a little bit. These are the shadow side of my various objects. The cone, the ice cream, and then my hand. And everything is relative light and dark. I'm just looking back and forth at my chocolate ice cream is on the right-hand side of the cone, and the vanilla is on the left-hand side. All right, there we go. There's the underpainting done. Again, my source of light is off the page at 10 o'clock. This will make that my shadows then are on the right of the paper. Got my dark areas here for the ice cream, dark areas on the cone, the recessed areas of my hand. All right, I like that. The advantage of doing this is now I have this as an underpainting, and I've established my values largely. Now I can come back in and paint right over the top with my watercolors. This makes this process really enjoyable and fun. And now that I've already thought about where my lights and my darks are, I can really have fun with the color, putting it right over the top of the underline. I like to paint in a fast and loose style, so that means if I get a little sloppy here and there, I'm fine with that. And if I'm a little bit sloppy and loose elsewhere on the painting, it looks harmonious and helps tie it together. It actually makes it a pleasing painting for the eye to enjoy the painting and complete shapes, find new shapes, interact with the piece. The colors I just used here were raw sienna and quinacridone burnt orange. Now there's a little variation from my skin tone. This is buff titanium. Now the chocolate color, I'm going to have to sort of wing it and make it up. It's not black. We need to be mindful of highlights in the chocolate. So I think the closest I have is my burnt orange. I'll lay that down first. I think I'll come back in here with some Prussian. Okay, let's try the vanilla side of the cone. Vanilla is white, but I still need to make it look three-dimensional. The nice thing that I like about this cerulean blue is that it's opaque. And you can come back over some of the pieces you've done and sort of add these little highlights to them. Adds a little bit of interest to painting. And in this instance, when I use it in a variety of different areas, helps tie the piece together because I'm using this common color, dashing it around here and there over the whole piece. Okay, there's our main object. Now let's tie our main object in with the background. I'm just going to do something suggestive. Actually sort of make it a vignette style. My hand runs off the lower right corner. I'll run it off diagonally to the upper left, just for some other color here. Give it a little bit of background. I'll put it on one side, I'll put on the other as well, just to balance the piece out a little bit. Just suggestive is all. A little bit of dry brush technique here, a little bit. Just a little bit. A little goes a long ways. Maybe lift off here a little bit on my hand. Right, I like that. I'm going to consider that done. Let's take a look again at the reference photograph. There's my thumb, my 3 fingers. There's the chocolate and the swirls. My thumb, the 3 fingers, the cone, the swirls, and then some background to help tie it all together. I like that. Thank you very much, everyone. Please subscribe. Please give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.